Hey everybody, it's Mrs. Reader here with a mini lesson on the instrument of the flute. Now, I am not gonna lie, the flute is my most favorite instrument of the band. I've been playing it since I was 10 years old, and so that would be 25 years now. And it was one of my primary instruments in college, so I clearly love the flute and the sound of the flute and the use of the flute. So I'm really excited to use this instrument as my first featured mini lesson for you. So we're going to start with a little piece called Minuet from Suite in A minor by George Philip Telemann. And what I'd like you to listen to is how the instrument can go from high to low. I'd like you to listen to the timbre, and that's the sound quality. Does it sound like a bird? Does it sound like silver? Does it sound like something gliding across the water? Now that's what I'm going for. If that's actually what happens, that's awesome. But enjoy this little tiny solo, and then we're going to talk a little bit more about the instrument itself. So the flute is what we call a woodwind instrument. It's part of the woodwind family. It has a tone hole that we blow across to direct the air down the long column. And if I change my lips, I can make it go high. And I also speed up my air. So the lips and the air, the jaw, all those sorts of things work together to make the sound on the flute. I change my fingers as I go up and down the long key mechanism, and different finger combinations make different notes. So if we think about our musical alphabet, let's just take C, D, E, F, and G. So as you saw and as you heard, each one of those different finger combinations made a different pitch according to our musical alphabet. And I went higher as I played. I can go lower too. You may have noticed that some of my keys have holes in them. I have what we call a professional flute because I've played it for so long and I worked on it in college. But most beginner flutes have these all sealed up, and you would move into an open hole flute eventually. Instruments like the saxophone are also all closed hole. But the clarinet and the oboe will have combinations of closed and open holes from the start. So, woodwind instrument, I have to blow into or across, so therefore it's an aerophone. It's a long column, right? And it has key mechanisms, different combinations of fingers close and open those holes, which directs the air down the column and changes the pitch. Now, the flute family also has an instrument called the piccolo, and it's a tiny itty-bitty baby flute, and it plays an octave higher. So like octopus, octagon, they have 8. An octave is 8 notes. So it plays 8 sounds, 8 pitches higher than the flute. There also is something called an alto flute, which is much larger than this soprano flute, and it's going to play lower. There are also some really odd bass flutes and contrabass flutes out there for different uses. But for our purposes at Blooming Prairie and most other schools in the region, we're going to be sticking to the soprano flute and the piccolo. I am really excited for the next portion of this mini lesson. I have 3 flute students in 6th grade, and one of them had a lesson already today, and we recorded her with some questions and answers, and I hope you get to learn a little bit more about the instrument through Gracelyn's eyes. Thanks for joining us for this mini lesson. So I'm here with my flute student, Gracelyn. She's in 5th grade, and she's going to perform for us Crescent Moon. And then I'm going to ask her a few questions about her flute experience. Gracelyn, we can't wait to hear you play. Go ahead whenever you're ready. love to hear you play. So tell us a little bit about why you chose the flute as your instrument.
I chose the flute because it seemed fun.
Good. What did you like about it most?
I liked that the sound of the flute and that I got to play it.
Yes, I love the sound too. It's my favorite instrument. So I'm really glad that we get to play the flute together a lot. So tell me about something that's been challenging or hard to learn on the flute.
Like controlling that my high pitch with my low pitch and making sure the sound is clear.
Yes. So what have you done to work on those two things? Like what's the skill you need to control the pitch and make the sound clear?
Like the lips and the tonguing and making sure that it's like the right beat and
Yeah, so all those music skills that you've been learning since you were in kindergarten kind of all come together on this, don't they? Yeah, awesome. So what's something that you find really rewarding or that makes you happy about learning the flute?
that I get to like be with my friends playing with it.
Yes. Isn't that fun to get to do those sort of things with your friends and learn together and grow? I loved marching band. Oh, so much fun. So tell me about a little bit about what you like about the flute sound.
I like it's high and that you get to like do the fingerings. Like you can hear the changing of the notes.
Excellent description. That's one of the reasons why I chose the flute too when I was in fifth grade, is that it made sense to my brain that each one of the fingerings would play a specific note, and I could connect my fingers to the things that I was reading on the staff. If you could have chosen another instrument, what would you have picked out?
Maybe saxophone.
Maybe sax? Awesome. And your sister Olivia plays the clarinet, right?
Clarinet.
And she's in what grade now?
9.
9.
My mom also plays the clarinet.
Yeah. And Ty plays drums, right?
And my dad plays, yeah. And my dad plays lots of different instruments, like the guitar, the baritone, and stuff like that.
That is awesome. You guys have a very musical family, don't you? Yep, making music makes your family very happy. It makes mine heart happy too, and I am so excited and happy and lucky and blessed that we get to continue making flute music together even during distance learning. Thanks, Gracelyn, for this interview. I really appreciate it. Tell everyone bye.
Bye.